the 23rd.
Yeah, not quite right. Well, I think you're mixing up a couple of things there. It's understandable, because there's a lot of myth-making and propaganda out there.
Advocates for family court reform say that family court is arguably the least protected court for those who will transparency. In family court, unlike other courts, you don't have a jury, you are not guaranteed an attorney, you're not guaranteed court transcripts, and without transcripts, it's very hard to appeal. Recently, groups of parents across the country and internationally commemorated parental alienation to the unjustified and intentional alienation of a parent from a child's life, likely by the other parent. We held a Facebook Live to discuss the issue. Since then, we've received hundreds of comments, messages, and documents. I've never covered an issue that incensed people so much. But then again, almost every parent will say there's nothing worse than of lying about abuse or coaching their children to do so. Dam's daughter told a pediatrician and a therapist that her father had penetrated her vagina with his fingers. Medical documents, she told a medical examiner about the father's penis and other objects inserted into her genital.
This abuse, part of that was a tear in my daughter's vagina at 4 years old. And Judge said that could have happened many ways. She could have scratched something along those lines.
The judge said I lied, coached my daughter,
and to claim the other parent is abusing your child, there's a chance that it will boomerang against you and you will lose custody. Because what I tell my clients is there's things we know and there's things we can prove.
Sexual abuse tend to go into denial. And then the question is, if it wasn't sexual abuse,
because my daughter was never like that.
But we'll begin this journey at the one place where both sides come together, the need for reform.
Yeah, we're special, and we're claiming, no, we have to look at it. And we'll keep them confidential. State law says the state auditor has to keep them confidential, or it's a crime.
We made this short film because we know that going to court about a family problem without a solicitor is, for most people, a very frightening and stressful experience.
Sandra hadn't brought all her court papers, hadn't prepared what she wanted to say.
Your letter. You get your letter with your court date on, and it will have a time for you to attend. It's about changing the narrative. It's about presenting the best version.
Founder of the Equal Parenting Alliance, and also one of the great many parents who've been through this broken system a number of times now. I won't talk about my own circumstances. This is about helping
proceedings any longer than 6 months. And that was thought to be marvellous. Absolutely marvellous idea. But interestingly...
Thought by whom?
Well, lots of people, I think. People who wanted to save money, for example.
Yes, quite.
And people who probably weren't really that aware of what was going on in the court. Because what we were being told was delay is very harmful to children.
The uncertainty.
The uncertainty and delay. And also with babies and attachment and... And I agree. I
absolutely agree. I'm not saying I don't believe that. Of course I believe it.
Researched or skin. After you have been through security, you will need to find what called.
One of the most important and stressful things you could ever be involved in.
Being lied to as well. The court system is being lied to. The liar is very good at calling that no, there was no abuse, and they'll keep doing that for
Jonathan Ellison's the DGA tutor, and very quickly, this video is not the teacher's video. It's about something that is very close to my heart, and it's called child abuse. I have been around it and seen it and still living the nightmare to this very second, that child abuse is about hitting a child or smacking them or not feeding them, which I agree, that is child abuse. But then there is other forms of child abuse that are behind the scenes that people don't realise is happening. There are forms of child abuse that is actually in the court system, where people seem to think if you go through court, then you are in safe hands, because the court is like a weighing scales. Well, it's not. It's simply about making money. That is it. The family court system is there to make a CD player exactly like a vinyl turntable. Alright guys, my name's Jonathan, also known as the DJ Tutor, a sound known as phasing. This is when you almost start to get a really high...
Why the court believes false allegations without full investigation. Now, my first response to this is that the court does not automatically believe allegations, whether true or false, without any investigation. The court based on the risk of any allegations being true. This is a fundamental difference, and it will affect how you perceive the court procedures and the law involved in your case. Sometimes it might seem particularly unfair if the court appears to be siding with another party with allegations that they've made without having first fully investigated them. The reason for this is that if there are serious allegations made, the court is based on the risk of any allegations being true. This is a fundamental difference, and it will affect how you perceive the court procedures and the law involved in your case. Sometimes it might seem particularly unfair if the court appears to be siding with another party without